Hi Verbling, my name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about prepositions. We'll be focusing on the prepositions over, with, and by. Zach, welcome to class.
Hi, nice to be here.
Good to have you back, Zach.
Thank you.
All right, Zach, what do you feel about prepositions? Do you love them or hate them? Or somewhere in between?
Actually, I don't know them. What's purpose? What's the sorry? What's the topic?
Oh, we'll
Hmm.
Maybe she's still loading. Anna Carolina, welcome to class.
Thank you.
Anna Carolina, will you help us understand prepositions a little better? Explain what a preposition is or does in a sentence. Like, what kind of function do they serve?
Okay. It depends on the preposition. We have prepositions for place and for time. They connect to. Oh my gosh, it's so difficult. It's the most difficult part in English, in my opinion, because there are a lot of exceptions. And you know, um, what's a preposition? Um, my gosh, I cannot give you a better answer, sorry.
I think you gave us some good information. Kat Carolina, welcome back. And tell us something more about prepositions. Anything you know or anything that can generally be said about prepositions.
I think the preposition is a special word in English, also in Spanish too. I think that the preposition, the purpose of some of the preposition is to connect phrases and to, how can I say that? And to add some characteristics.
Yeah, they give us a lot of those details. Thanks, Carolina. Mateos, welcome to class.
Hello.
Good to have you with us. Tell us something more about prepositions. Anything you know generally about prepositions.
They are used to indicate something. For example,
True.
indicate using, having, feeling, or I don't know.
Kind of, sort of. We're gonna get there. Okay. Thank you, Mateos. Natalia?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Welcome to class, Natalia. Tell us what you know about prepositions.
So prepositions are an auxiliary part of speech, and actually they cannot function without any words in the sentence. I mean that they are used only in the combination with other words. Mainly in the combination with nouns, and their function in the sentence is to indicate the relationships between parts of the sentence. Let's just say object and subject, for instance, and the relationships between predicate and subject, and so on.
Excellent. That was a pretty good explanation. I like that. Thanks, Natalia. Natasha, welcome to class.
Hello, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. What do you know about prepositions? Give us a little more information. Anything you can think of. Even examples of prepositions would be good.
Okay, I would like to say examples, something example. Wow,
Mm, let me think. Wow. Uh, I like go by. Oh, yes, I like do something things step by step, for example. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
No? Yeah?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like maybe there's a delay. Okay, well, how about, thank you very much, Natasha. Philip, will you give us any more information on prepositions that you can think of?
I know that preposition link
Sorry, technical difficulties on my end.
many words. You can say, I'm going to London to join going to London.
Excellent example. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that happens to me. Like, once a day, my Google Plus just, like, goes, whoa, crumbling, dying, and it just shuts everything down. Do not know why, but usually it only happens once a day, so we should be good. Thank you very much, Philip. And Ampray is gone. I missed her. Okay, Zach, how about you? I'm not sure if I give you a full opportunity to answer this. Do you know anything else about prepositions you want to add here? You don't have to, but if you do, yeah.
I think prepositions are words that, as somebody said, are not standing by themselves. By is a preposition. Let's, for example, standing by themselves. I can suggest an example. Let's say I sit next to my friend. So next maybe is a preposition. Or I fell off the chair. So off the chair. So it's kind of a word that connect to other words, maybe nouns.
Sometimes, yeah.
And that's it.
Cool. Thanks, Zach. Ampray, you're the last one to go. Tell us anything and everything you know about prepositions.
Well, they are used inside a sentence, generally before nouns, to indicate maybe the place, maybe the time. It's like a word that you use to link the words inside a sentence.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of what I know about prepositions. You guys have kind of reminded me of some things that might be interesting for you guys to know. In English, we have hundreds of prepositions, hundreds of them. We only use probably like between 40 and 50 commonly, so you really only have to worry about between 40 and 50. But they're really regular, and they usually come in like chunks, and we can learn patterns about them, but there's usually not like a really good set of rules about like exactly how and when we use one versus another one. It's mostly like you kind of have to get the flow, and then there's a lot of irregulars like most things in English, so it can be tough. Like you guys said, they're not a necessary part of a sentence, but they're excellent and they're function words, so they help us understand relationships in space and time. So they tell us when and where and relationships between two things. It's under, it's over, it's above, it's next to, it's between. They tell us like where the relationship is with things in space and time. And I thought there was, oh yeah, another thing that I think is really fun is that with prepositions, you can extend a sentence infinitely, pretty much. I mean, in theory, you can continue to add prepositional phrases for infinity. So you can say, well, I was sitting on the couch in my pajamas under the fan for over an hour, and you can just keep on adding and adding and adding and adding, and they give you more and more details and information. So they're super useful, even though they're hard to use. Okay, so to get class started, since we just talked about all that great information, I want you guys to make a sentence and put it in the chat box and try to use at least 5 prepositions in your sentence. I think you guys are all capable. There are some that are should be easy to use, like in, at, on, by, next to, between, under, over. Those are some just simple ones. So maybe tell me about where you are. Say I'm in a chair, in front of my computer, next to a window. Yeah, just keep going, adding more details. So write it in the chat box when you're ready. And if you need, let me give you guys a list of prepositions. I'm going to copy paste one and steal one from the internet to give you guys some inspiration. Okay. So what I'm about to put in the chat box is just a list of the most common prepositions. You guys can use this in your sentence. Pick 5 of them or more if you're a go-getter, and make a sentence with it. We've got one already. I'm sitting at the table in front of the computer with my cat beside me. I count 4, maybe 5 if you want to say in front of is more than one word. It's kind of like a chunk though, like a prepositional chunk. Some of those phrases are funny because we use more than one preposition, but there's no way to get around it. We have to. Okay. Yeah, but in front of, that's more than one. That's 5. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to the Google chat. I have to go to the dentist at the north of the city tomorrow in the afternoon. 5, and then I'll go by taxi and be there around 5 p.m. So that's 6. I'm in Bogota, in my bedroom, not into my bedroom. Into shows motion. So if you're in, like in a room, in a car, it means you're just there. But if you're going, you would say into. If I'm going into my car, going into, it shows that you're going from here to there, so we've got motion involved.
Okay, I can change inside of my bedroom?
Yeah. In Bogota, inside my bedroom, next to my cat, studying on Verbling with my computer. Awesome. At 5 p.m., the teacher who had been laid off arrived in the classroom We knew it had been unfair, so I stepped onto the desk to protest. I was within an inch of being expelled because of it. Inspiration from the Dead Poets Society. Excellent. 7. I can't go to the shop without money. Yep, that's totally true. Okay, another one from the Verbling chat. I'm from Belarus. It's far from the United States, but my country is nearby with Russia. So nearby Russia, we don't need with. Poland and other countries of the West and the East Europe. Thanks, Natalia. I ordered a steak on Monday in a restaurant near my house for $20. I get there by my car. I would say by car. Or using my car, maybe. Thanks, Mateus. Okay, I really like to sit under a tree, close to its branches, next to its apples, not far from my house, mostly on Wednesday mornings, without anybody else. Thank you very much. Sorry, guys. I know you guys are probably like listening to all these phone calls I've been getting. Not me. Hold on. Hi, I'm at my grandma's house, and she is a popular lady. She gets calls all the time. Okay, we've got a couple more sentences. We are almost ready to get into the meat of our class today. I really like to sit. Oh no, I already did that one, didn't I? Yeah, I did that one. Okay, let's see if we have any others in the Verbling chat box. No, that's it. Okay, everyone's got a sentence in then, I think. I'm going to screen share the notes. And we'll get started on the 3 prepositions we're focusing on today. And we're going to talk a little bit more about them. Okay. So, there's one other thing I forgot to mention, and we're going to see it a lot as we talk about these prepositions, which is that prepositions are frequently used as like these little function words that tell us relationships, which is mainly how they're used. But they're also used, of course, in phrasal verbs. So that's another way we're going to see them used a lot today. And in your sentences, I saw a few of you guys use phrasal verbs as well. So let's talk about the preposition over to start with. And let's read a little bit. We've got some patterns that you see with over and some examples. Ampere, will you read the first highlighted section for us?
Over, used to indicate movement from one place to another. Come over to my house for dinner sometime. Could roll over. They sent over a gift for his promotion.
Awesome, thank you. Ana Carolina, will you read this section?
Okay. Used to indicate movements downward. The big tree fell over on the road. Can you bend over and get the dish for me? He pushed it over the edge.
Thank you very much. One more pattern, and this one's for Kat Carolina.
Used to indicate more than an expected number of amount. This amount is over our prediction. Kids 12 and over can watch this movie. The phone ran for over a minute.
Excellent. And Mateus, the last pattern here.
Used to indicate a period of time. I worked there over a year. She did not sleep there over this past month.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get a little practice. Do you guys have any questions on these general patterns we see with the preposition over? Awesome. These are not hard and fast rules of how we use over. It's just kind of like observations, almost, of the way that we see it used. It's a good way to remember it a little bit. So I'm going to ask each of you to come up with your own example of one of these rules. So talking about used to indicate movement from one place to another. I'm going to ask Zach and Philip to write a sentence in the chat box making an example from one place to another using the preposition over. That's Philip and Zach for the first pattern. Natasha and Natalia, will you guys write one that indicates movement downward, like the second pattern in examples? For Natalia and Natasha. Mateos and Carolina, you guys are going to take the third one, which is used to indicate more than an expected number or amount. And Ana Carolina and Amp Ray, will you use over to indicate a period of time? And put your sentences in the chat box whenever they're ready. Awesome. So the first one, used to indicate movement from one place to another. I see. Come over here, please. I can't hear you. So from where you are to where I am, over here. Thank you very much, Zach. Ampray, the period of time. She's been cooking for over 4 hours. Excellent. And Ana Carolina, also period of time. I've been studying English over a year. It is not a huge period of time, but I dedicate overtime to do it. Okay. Excellent. So you put in lots of work. That's true. I see you here all the time. Very dedicated. And a few in the Verbling chat box. Mateos, which means it's the third one to indicate more than an expected number. Oh no, that's not that one. Sorry. The next one I see is from Natalia. He passed me the salt over the table. So actually, that one should be movement downward.
Yeah, so now I understand that actually it's not really right because it's just over the table, but not going downward. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good sentence. It's still a good sentence. It's kind of like a good example of maybe the first one from one place to another. So like all the way over the table, going from one side of the table to the other side of the table. That's a good sentence. But if you want to write another one, let's see. I have to go over the bridge through this river. That's a good one. And over the bridge would have also be from one place to another. Excellent example sentence for that. See what we got in the Google chat box now. That car costs over $3,000. That's an excellent example sentence for number 3. Over an expected number. I asked my brother over my house this coming weekend. Good. That's number 1 again, used to indicate movement from one place to another. Thank you, Philip. Employee's salary is over their expectations. Wonderful, Mateo. So that's the number. And do you mean apostrophe S, like the salary of the employees? Like employees, apostrophe S?
Okay.
Okay, just making sure that's what you are going for. And am I waiting for any others? Or did we get them all? I feel like maybe I'm waiting for one more. If you guys are still writing a sentence, go ahead and put it in the chat box whenever you're ready, and I'll get to it in just a second. So the next preposition we're going to talk about is by. We're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to talk about the general patterns we see, and then we're going to make a sentence. This time we'll do it verbally, so I'll ask you guys to read your sentence for us. Let's read these general patterns. I'm going to start on the right with Zach.
Used to indicate proximity. Can I sit by you? He was standing by me. The post office is by the bank.
Thanks, Zach. Philip, will you do the next section?
Yes. Used to indicate the person that does something in a passive voice sentence. The microwave was fixed by the mechanic. The flowers were delivered by a postman. The branch office was closed by the head office.
Thank you very much. And a quick pronunciation note. This word here has the stress on the second syllable, mechanic.
Mechanic. Okay. Mechanic.
Great. Thank you very much, Philip. Natalia, will you read this section?
So used to indicate an action with a particular purpose. You can pass the exam by preparing for it. I expressed my feeling toward her by writing a letter. She finally broke the record by pure effort.
Thank you very much. And we've got one more short section here with the pattern. That one's for Mateos.
Used to indicate a mean of method. Please send this package to Russia by airmail. I came here by subway.
Awesome. Questions on that? Okay. I see one more sentence in the chat box from the last section, and I really like this one. He bent over the table and passed me the salt. Excellent. That's a perfect sentence to show movement downward. I really like that one. Thanks, Natalia. Okay. So now we're going to make some sentences with by. This time, we're going to do them vocally. So I'm just going to ask you guys to read them. I'm going to give you your prompt, your pattern to use, and then I'm going to give you a second to think to make sure you guys have time to come up with a good one. Ampre, can you use by indicating proximity and Ana Carolina also indicating proximity? Kat, Carolina, and Mateos will be for the second one, passive voice sentences. Natalia and Philip will be the third one, used to indicate an action with a particular purpose. That one is a tough one. And Zach, you get the very last one down here, used to indicate a mean or method. Okay, so you guys are welcome to put these sentences in the chat box if you like, but you don't have to this time. And I see we're already ready. Our first one's ready. I lived by the hospital. You cannot get lost. So yeah, proximity. Perfect. Thank you, Ampre. Ana Carolina, you have your sentence ready?
Yes. There is a song. Honey stands by me.
Definitely. That's proximity as well. Thanks, Ana Carolina. Kat, Carolina, do you have your sentence ready using passive voice?
Yeah. The picture in my living room was painted by my mom.
Awesome. Thanks, Carolina. Mateos, passive voice sentence?
The package was delivered by FedEx.
Cool. So, yeah, perfect. Passive voice. Thanks, Mateos. The next one's kind of a tough one, I think. It's to indicate action with a particular purpose. This one's the one that I think is most frequently kind of tough for people to use. Natalia.
Yeah, so you can learn a language by speaking it.
Okay. Yeah, that works. This one kind of blurs a little bit with like methods and the next one, but I think that works. Thanks, Natalia. It's a wonderful sentence to be certain. Philip, what's your sentence?
You can meet your goal by working hard.
Excellent. Lovely. Thanks, Philip. And Zach?
Now I'm not sure if it is for this section. By the time I got there, she had already left.
Interesting. By the time I got there, she had already left. That one's kind of an interesting use. I'm not sure it fits squarely into any of these. Let me think about it. I don't think it fits squarely into any of these, but it's still good. And I think it's important, like, that's a good sentence, and I think it's important that we practice that as well. Because like I said, these are like some general patterns we sometimes see, but there's a lot of ways to use these prepositions. So you can get really creative with them, and they connect with all different kinds of phrases and words. So well done. Thank you, guys. Any questions on by before we move on? Cool. Then let's talk a little bit.
I have a question with the first one over, please. Sorry. What means rollover? What does rollover means?
Rollover is obviously a phrasal verb, and it's when it's kind of hard to describe. So if you're sleeping in a bed and you're sleeping on your stomach with your face in the pillow, if you roll over, it means now you're on your back.
Okay. Okay. I can understand now. Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing. Any other questions on over or by? Okay. If you guys do have questions, you're also welcome to put them in the chat box so that I can see them and then address them at the next moment we have a pause. Let's talk a little bit about with. First section and the examples. I think it's Carolina's turn to read. Carolina, that is.
Okay. I used to with used to indicate being together or being involved. I ordered a sandwich with a drink. He was with his friend when he saw me. He has been working with her sister at the nail shop. The manager will be with you shortly.
Thank you very much. The next one is for Ana Carolina.
Used to indicate having. I met a guy with green eyes. Were you the one talking with an accent? People with a lot of money are not always happy.
Thank you very much. And ampere, this section.
Used to indicate using. I wrote a letter with the pen you gave me. This is the soup that I made with rice and barley. He cut my hair with his gold scissors.
Thank you very much. Zach, this one?
Used to indicate feeling. I'm emailing you with my sincere apology. He came to the front stage with confidence.
Thank you very much. Philip, this one.
Used to indicate agreement or understanding. Are you with me? Yes, I'm completely with you. She agreed with me.
Thanks, and that's the end. So we've got 5 different rules here. Questions on those before I give you guys some sentences? For this one, we're going to go back to writing them in the chat box. I think that's an excellent way to be able to see all of the sentences and save them for later. So the first one, used to indicate being together or involved. I'm going to say, how about Natalia and Mateos? The second section, used to indicate having, Philip and Zach. The third one is going to be my Carolinas, used to indicate using. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, used to indicate using. And the last one, used to indicate feeling, is going to be for ampere. I live. Oh no, that's not the one. Philip, you're having problems getting this document on your own?
Yes, teacher.
Why? Is there a formatting issue, or is there a computer issue?
Maybe it's a computer issue.
Okay. Sometimes I will admit that I don't use Word, although I do load them in Word. So sometimes they might have formatting issues, and if they do, you can always talk to me, and I can try and fix it. But if it's a computer issue, I would say try and open it on another computer and see what happens.
I don't have two computers.
But if you, say, go to your friend's house or have a library nearby, you can sometimes try and open it on a different computer and see what happens.
Can you
Otherwise,
send it to me on my email address?
well, I can send it to you on Verbling. We all have Verbling inboxes, so I can send it to you there.
Yes, that's right, teacher.
Okay, yeah, send me a message on my Verbling, and
Yes.
I'll load it straight to your inbox.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Sure thing. All right, we have a few already ready. I think this section's usually pretty easy. People are usually comfortable with with. My condolences. My thoughts are with you. Excellent, Ampere. I used to appear in the classroom with a picture of a cat. Likewise, Cat Catalina. Awesome. I searched the shopping center with my phone. Could you give me the link, please? That's not a sentence. When you say the link, do you mean
The link for the document, because I just was frozen and I have to leave the class, and when I didn't have the link.
So that's the link to where you join class, and it'll be right underneath the video with the blue line.
Thank you.
No problem. I like to be with my friends. I like eating my food with salt and pepper. Awesome. Okay, all those look great. I'm taking Verbling classes with my computer. And any in the other one? I'm sitting with my friend having tea with lemon. Great, we got 2 uses in there. Wonderful. So, let's see, I was going to clarify one other thing. Also, this one, when we say being together or being involved, sometimes we use the preposition with to indicate dating. Like, oh, she's with Tom, meaning that she's dating Tom. One other slightly different, it's like related, but a little bit different than the examples we previously saw. So no other questions on with? Pretty simple, right? Okay. Cool, then let's get some practice. We're going to do, of course, a little fill in the blank. This exercise is strictly with, over, and by. Let me make sure, yeah, okay. So this one, we're going to use the prepositions that we just talked about, and think it over before you answer. Sometimes it's a little mysterious. Make sure you read it to yourself before you answer. And also, I think there's one where more than one is possible. So keep that in mind as well. Zach, will you try number 1?
Yes. If she left at 4 p.m., she would be. If she left at 4 p.m., she should be here by now.
Excellent. Thanks, Zach. Philip, number 2.
Go over there and catch my ball.
Excellent. Thanks, Philip. Natalia, number 3.
With your determination, you'll be able to achieve your dream.
You said with, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Mateos, number 4.
I just found it. It was over the radio on my desk.
Okay. Carolina?
Sorry, can I say bye?
Yeah, you can also say by. So if you say over the radio on my desk, it would be in the sense of above somehow. But if you say by, it just means here. And with is maybe also a possibility, though I think the other two are better options. All right. Kat Carolina, you're up next.
I knock him, I don't know, with accidentally. Yeah.
So what did you put there?
With?
Not quite.
I don't know, teacher. By?
Nope.
Over.
Yeah.
The last one.
So this one is using over in the sense of a downward direction. I knocked him over, meaning he fell down.
Over. Wow.
Thanks, Kat Carolina. Ana Carolina, number 6.
She was with me when the accident occurred.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Occurred. Okay.
Occurred.
So now we're going to go down and we're going to talk a little bit more about general prepositions, meaning that all prepositions are possible in this section. In, with, by, over, above, with, without, inside, outside, to, from, all of these. Shouldn't be too difficult, but it'll be a little different than the previous exercises. And number 1, of course, is for Aunt Ray. Give it a go.
I found my cards in my pocket.
In my pocket. Thank you. Zach, number 2.
My friends are waiting for me in the mall.
Could be in the mall. That's one possibility. There's one other possibility that I think is frequently used there. Can you think of the other one too?
At the mall, inside the mall.
Yeah, we have other possibilities, but I think at the mall is also another really common one, kind of a general locational preposition. Thanks, Zach. Philip, number 3.
Number 3, I saw the horse jump on the fence.
On the fence?
Or over the fence.
Over the fence is totally the best here. We could say on the fence, but I mean, it probably would end up in injury for the horse, right? Because the horse would not really be supported. If we say on the fence, it means he's like standing on the fence, and that would probably result in an injury. So over the fence would be a safer situation for a horse.
Yes.
Natalia, number 4.
Kathy lives with her parents in a small house.
Thank you very much. Mateos.
We took a taxi from the airport.
Could be. Or what's the other option if we were going the other direction?
To the airport.
Thank you very much. Carolina, number 6.
I put some clean towels in the bathroom.
Thank you very much. Number 7, Ana Carolina.
Linda rides the bus to school every day.
Thank you very much. Number 8, Ampre.
Steven is talking with his girlfriend by the phone.
Okay. So with friend, possibly. I would maybe use a different preposition before the phone. Could be by the phone. But there's another one for sure that's possible. On the phone, I think, is a little better. If I was going to say by, I would probably not put the article in. I would say he's talking to his girlfriend by phone.
By phone, okay.
Thanks, Amp. Number 9, Zach.
We went to Boston on vacation.
Thank you very much. Philip, number 10.
I like to watch TV.
This one's a tricky one.
In late at night.
At night is good, but there's a different preposition that goes before late.
Over late in night.
No, not quite. Does anyone else have an idea here?
There is no preposition before late.
Until
There is a
late.
preposition before late.
Quietly. Quietly.
Until.
Yeah, until is definitely the best one. So I like to watch TV until late at night. All right, Natalia, number 11.
We move the bookcase from the bedroom to the den.
Yeah, excellent. From the bedroom to the den.
What,
Or even,
what dens mean?
does anyone know what a den is?
Dining room?
It's kind of like a dining room, but it's not exactly a dining room though. Because of course, if it was a dining room, then we would just call it a dining room. Nobody? A den is kind of like a recreational room, usually meant for like a guy. So I would say sometimes a man might need a quiet space that's not the bedroom to think or something like that. So the den would be almost like a study room where you could have books or a table or a couch. And yeah, it's usually just meant for like relaxation or recreation. It doesn't have any specific purpose. Like the dining room, of course, is meant to have people over in. The family room might be for TV and sitting around together, kind of a casual area to get together. The den is a little more solitary. If you have a den, it's usually for like just some solitary time. And number 12, I think we're on Mateos.
I bought a new dress in the store.
Okay, yeah. In the store or at the store. Both are good. Okay, questions about general prepositions? No. Let's get one more sentence in then. I'd like you guys to write a sentence that contains all three of the prepositions that we talked about today, over, with, and by. So one sentence, all three of those prepositions, and put it in the chat box when you're ready. We've got a couple already. I went by bus over my brother's place with my son. Perfect, Philip, thank you. I put on the boots, which were attached to the board, and then I bended over my body to go wakeboarding with a boat pulling me. Whoa. And she pulled by a boat with a rope. Awesome. Thanks, Anna. We went over the city with my friends and family by bus. All right. I was looking for flour when I was cooking with my mom in the kitchen. My mom told me, it is over there. Oh, it's over there by the blender. Excellent. I slept over with my friend by the fireplace. I'm having a little trouble with the prepositions used right next to each other, if you're going to use over, then with is not really necessary. So you can say like, I slept over my friend's house. Or I slept. Now you want to be a little careful because if you say the verb sleep and with usually has a romantic context. So I think probably moving with to another location would be better instead of using it solely. I would say slept over my friend's house by. Oh, wait a second. So you're saying you slept at your friend's house, right? I slept over.
Yes.
Okay. And you slept by the fireplace?
Next to the fireplace, maybe.
Okay. So I slept over my friend's house with my teddy bear by the fireplace, maybe.
Okay.
And from the other chat box, I passed over the bridge with an idea of getting home by your arrival. Okay. I would definitely change "and" to "the idea" since it's kind of specific. But other than that, it looks good. Thanks, Natalia.
Okay.
All right. So I think we're finished with that. And since we have a little extra time, I vote we talk about some other prepositions. We've got a few more minutes we can spend talking about other prepositions. How about, why is but on that list? That's not a preposition. That's a good one to talk about. Since is a good preposition. Since is a tough preposition to use at times. Let's make a sentence using since and upon. Upon. That's kind of a fun one. So a sentence using since and upon, and I'm going to start with Amp Ray. And just give me them vocally. You don't have to rate them this time.
With since or upon?
Both.
Both of them? I haven't seen a horror movie since I was a child.
Okay, excellent use of since.
Yeah, but with
I like how you use it with the present perfect. Since and the present perfect are a pretty good match.
Okay. And upon. I don't know.
Have you heard upon before?
Yeah, but it's a preposition that usually I don't use. Once and upon, I heard that phrase.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, yeah.
The frequent phrase used in fairy tales.
Yeah, it was a series that it was called Once Upon a Time.
Ah, yeah. That's a good series.
I've
Okay.
never seen.
What now?
I've never seen.
Oh, it's pretty interesting. We've only got a couple more minutes because I've got another class coming up. But let's try and get a couple more sentences in. Ana Carolina, will you use a sentence with toward and how about during? Toward and during.
Towards and during.
Mm-hmm.
Towards and during. Okay. She was fair towards me during that time.
Perfect. Thanks. Catalina, make a sentence using despite and down.
Despite?
Despite.
Despite the situation, the dollar is going down.
Excellent. Thanks, Catalina. Mateos, beyond and between.
The moon is beyond the earth and between the sun and earth.
Awesome. Very cool, Mateos. Thank you. Natalia, beneath and before.
Mm-hmm. Before before falling asleep, I put that letter beneath my pillow.
Excellent. Thank you. Philip, among and after.
After I passed the text, I was among the partygoers.
Among the what?
Partygoers.
What?
Partygoers.
Oh, party goers. Okay, excellent. And Zach, against and along.
Against all rules. And what's the other word?
Beneath. Wait.
The beneath. Against and beneath. Against all odds, I finished beneath the car wheels.
Awesome. It was along, yeah. I mixed up. That's okay. We'll practice again another time. And Ana Carolina, beneath, underneath, and below are all synonyms. Sometimes they're used slightly differently, but in the end, they're all synonyms. So I've got to run. I'm starting another class on airport security. We're going to have some travel conversation. Look forward to seeing you guys there. If not, thanks very much, and I will see you later.
Then teacher, take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank you.